Before the beginning, some of us played at the Cotton Exchange. Some of us played for the libel show. Some of us met at the Boar's Head Inn. But then it all came together at the house in Batesville. And that was the beginning of everything.
The geographic diversity that we've got people coming from all over. Another big part of it is that we get together so seldom. We know from the moment we get together, we know our time is limited.
Walton was the first horn player from the was it Cotton Exchange you guys played?
Yeah, that's right.
And then how did I connect with?
It was the libel show,
libel
right?
Show. Okay, right.
There was a show at the end of each year, making fun of the faculty at the law school. And there was a band. It's a musical, and so Larry and I were in this band. That's
how we started. Yep, and we met Chris.
Was he in the libel show?
Chris was in the libel show, and I think that's the original three.
Yeah.
You didn't live out in Batesville, did you? You did.
I did.
Okay,
yeah.
so we had a house out in Batesville. We'd rehearse in one room, and people would drink and play cards and dice in the other room.
Yeah.
When we started, Walton actually played the acoustic guitar and Bates played the trombone, which is not the case now, as anyone watching this would know.
I love it when he's singing, but even when he's not singing, even if he's just playing the tambourine, which he does a lot, it's just really good energy.
And we played softball together.
Yeah.
And Walton's
right.
Walton's a great softball player. I'm not.
Larry's a great softball player.
No.
Yeah.
Just knowing these guys for the last 30 years, and it's been remarkable how we've come to really love each other and be friends and stay friends.
Began playing around town. We played at Miller's and Dirty Nelly's and law school functions. It's a lot of fun, but eventually, all good things must come to an end, and they all graduated and went off to become big power people while I stayed in Charlottesville, the working man.
One of the greatest amounts of fun I've ever had in my life.
We're the horn section.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously. Remember that?
Yes,
When we first started getting together in the 80s, it was all about the music. That's all we were focused on.
It's a group of people that are serious about making good music, but not anal retentive.
Can you hear me out there? JP, can you hear me?
Unfortunately,
yes. You can hear me? Okay.
Pretty amazing set of stories.
It's an odd experience, really, because you go from a guy who's never had a tattoo to a guy who has a tattoo, and as you know, it's permanent. Well, the tattoo artist was given free rein. He had some ideas, and he said yes, essentially.
1983. So this would have been our 30th anniversary of starting to play together, which, that's big.
I was the leadoff guy because I could run.
And on the one level, the Batesville Blues Band means a lot to me. And so it has a lot of meaning.
It was great to have Sarah Trumpet Palmer there.
I played last year in New Hampshire, and my uncle had just renovated this really cool barn and built a hotel, so we played for that opening. And had so much fun, but was really nervous because I was like, I don't even really know how to play the blues, but I'm gonna try. And it was a great time, and so I came back this year.
I like her a lot, and I'm really glad she's going with us. being foolish enough to join this craziness. But she's crazy just like the rest of us, so it seems like a perfect match.
But we've been the horn section, of course, the whole time.
Yep.
Got a trumpet now, which is fantastic.
Yep.
But on another level, it's just a tattoo. This body's very temporary, and so it has little meaning.
What I think was some of the most fun was this idea that we get together every year and find a new place to go.
This is all going through your mind as you sit in the tattoo parlor getting a tattoo. It's meaningful, and yet it's not meaningful.
I think now we've probably been to maybe a dozen different places, all in the United States, mostly on the East Coast.
We're just doing it for ourselves, which really makes this, I think, different from any other band I've been in.
I'd like to have like starships going behind us, like from Star Wars. Come here, girlie.
Oh, she spotted something.
She sees something. This is like my second family. So we just took care of people the way we would take care of people. And Tracy worked very, very hard to get it the way it was.
This felt like a slice of really good life. It was unusually rich with options, and really primo options too. Never before have we been treated so lavishly. I mean, Tracy in particular had choreographed the meals. You know, there was a dinner plan, and she knew exactly what she was going to cook, and all of the supplies had been purchased.
Yabba dabba doo!
No, I thought it was something about camera taking pictures or something.
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll just photograph you and insert you in the bottom right. No. I'll drop trow, and people will think it's you.
There goes the band.
There you go. One of the highlights for me was walking to the waterfall.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you all here.
Sarah and I always planned for this, and no matter where we come from, whether it's Sweden or now Australia, we wouldn't miss it.
The Bates and Sarah Came from Sydney, Australia is an energizing thing.
Away from Australia. They've been up for 25 hours. And they don't make no sense.
Because we like it like that. Because we like it like that. Because we like it like that.
Came from Australia. Oh, I love you.
Nice Georgia touch. Love you all.
Where y'all come from? Let's go fall in the puddle.
Let's go fall in a puddle.
Too many options, and which is like an embarrassment of riches. It's like, wow, should I go to the waterfall or should I just hang here and swim? It's like,
Encore! Is that an A word? Encore? Why get up? Why get up? How can I get up? Why should I get up?
forward to it because of the expectation of an experience that we've had in the past. But I believe every reunion is new and offers certainly all kinds of fun things that have never happened before.
So the Hottentots unwind and party, party, party till they're boiling their behinds, but not me. I like my lobsters in the sea. I'm just a hermit with a permit to be a hot tub refugee. I'm a king bee, baby.
It's
I can buzz all night long.
he kind of operates outside the realm of words. It's just kind of a raw energy that I love.
I can buzz all night long.
There's a lot of cables in the back of the 50, JP.
I'm a mic and cord.
You have 4 mic notes.
I'm throwing this a 16 chair instead of 12. Yeah.
We got a curfew. We got a curfew, no doubt, right?
This is a group of people that I know I can come into, and they are always themselves.
Broken law, broken body, broken too.
Down there in the Worcester fields, we got a plenty of brewers there. And they cranberries, smoke salad. I say no.
I have such a respect for Tony because he likes to challenge himself with the words and with the chords. Does a great job. We would do medleys of songs that were completely unrelated but had similar enough chords so that we could segue from one into the other. And Tony knew the words to every single song. I don't know how he does it.
So this was always a perfect group, and over the years it's been that way because it's a group that wants to play good music. They're all terrific musicians. Some of them are great musicians. But at the same time, it's fun. You know, it's something that we like to do, and we enjoy the music, and we talk about music, and we know about music, and I learn about music from these guys, not just how to play, but also other things that are worth listening to.
I can't hear you.
But the truth is, I think about the band and the individual members a lot, and I've learned a lot from them about things having to do with life, not just things that have to do with music. And so there are many times in the year when I think about the band members or individual band members, and I'll actually say to myself, how would Chris deal with this situation? Because he's very good at dealing with these kinds of situations or these kinds of people. In this situation, what would Walton think or do? And that's a good sign when you know people who you like and respect enough that you would use the way they would deal with a situation. You would pattern some of your thoughts on that. So it's important to me.
Kind of childlike innocence in Bates that's so infectious. Bates is an interesting barometer too, because the more into it he gets, I think, the more into it the band is.
Helping me learn about life through music and have that horizon explored a little further. Without the band, probably wouldn't be playing much music.
I'm sorry, I stepped on your solo, man. Okay, look.
You just have no artistic perception, asshole.
Down to Batesville. Going down to Batesville.
Musically, obviously, it's good to have horns. I mean, it adds some depth and it adds some ability to do some tunes you wouldn't otherwise be able to do. In blues, it adds a whole nother dimension to a lot of the sound that we have. I think that one of the unique sounds that we have is we'll take even some country songs, but certainly rock songs, and we layer horns in there in a way that other bands haven't done. And of course, we have such an interesting mix of music. I mean, there are very few bands you'll ever see anywhere that has the odd mix of stuff that we have, but people seem to enjoy it, so we don't change that. And we play what we like to play too. So I guess musically, we add, Walton and I add something, and now Sarah adds something as the horn. Ensemble act, not as a lot of individuals. I mean, obviously everybody's a different individual, and we all have our quirks and our positives and negatives, and like a family, we'll sometimes have our little spats about the quirks that we each have that irritates the other people in the band, but that's normal stuff. And that's the fact that we can do that, and we still eagerly look forward to seeing each other every year, I think is an indication that it is a very close-knit group of people.
Hey, y'all shut up. I'm on camera.
Ukulele solo.
We had been talking about Atlanta for a long time, and the hard part about Atlanta is there are not very many venues where you can find a place to play for a band that's not a regular band that's known in Atlanta, because I tried to find some gigs and nothing had really worked out, but this was perfect because I knew it was going to be a large group of people who like blues, like the kind of music we do. And when my sister and brother-in-law decided to have this party, she said to me, you know, we should get the Batesville Blues Band to come. And I said, well, that's great. And Tracy and I had been talking about trying to work out something where the band, because we always have the rehearsal, you know, vacation part of the reunion, and then we have the gig. And so we thought, well, this would be a good opportunity to get everybody to the lake house where we could all do the things we all like to do outdoors and have a gig, and my sister gets a free band that she likes, so that was good.
Check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2.
The way we were playing was, wow, eye-poppingly beautiful. And we've never had a gig where we could all jump in the pool afterwards, which was a highlight for me. All the description in the world couldn't have prepared me for how really lush and beautiful this place was.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Batesville Blues Band. I just want to say happy birthday to Claire and Dave. Yeah.
This is not what the band is used to. We're used to playing at, you know, Dirty Nellies. It's easy to start indulging early and then kind of lose track, which is a typical arc of a band performance is, you know, having a pretty good but a little bit nervous first set, followed by a really good second set, which starts to break apart a little bit at the end because people have been drinking. And then the third set's kind of sloppy.
The whole world's gone crazy, think I've seen enough. I'm gonna sleep forever. Why get up? Why get up? Why get up? I'm gonna sleep forever. Why get up?
But all the way from New York City, world famous percussionist, Christine Baird is with us tonight. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. I'm not joking.
I had to do it again. I said, hey! Hey, man, look here. Draw one, draw two, 3 more glasses of beer. Saw a chick sitting on the end. Hey, Dee Dee, can we be friends? You look sweet, you can. Good job, man.
All night long.
Run on to the kitchen. Run on till I get there. 'Cause I'm a ram, yes I am. Need to be free. A ram, yes I am. Come and see about me now.
I want Walton to sing that. You need to start singing that. Yeah. You need to sing a song.
Right now?
No, just sometime.
Okay.
You can pick it.
Okay.
Sarah was, this is her second year, and she felt more part of the band. I mean, I really admire her courage or craziness or both. I don't know, because she flew in from Interlaken on Friday, so she didn't get a chance to practice with us. So the only time she played with the band was when we were playing in front of people, and I thought she sounded great.
I don't know why we're still doing it other than just personal connections. I can't speak for anyone else in the band, but the older you get, it seems as if you have fewer relationships or acquaintances, but they tend to be stronger, and this is one of the ones that's stronger. We were thrilled to do it, so next year I'll be thrilled to not have to do it and just get on a plane and go someplace too.
I live 51 weeks out of the year in order just to get to the 52nd, which was the week that I come here.
There's just some kind of chemistry. I don't know what it is, what the source of it is, but there is no doubt. I mean, there is no question that we'll keep doing this every year until we can't.
I think it's the best you've ever done.